Hello everyone, welcome to MASA Military. Russia's Su-35 fighter jets were originally planned to be delivered to Iran in March this year, but nothing happened. As early as the second half of last year, Iran had excitedly announced that it would soon obtain a whole batch of 24 Su-35 fighter jets from Russia. Iran had also planned to send pilots to Russia for training before receiving fighter jets. Iran urgently needs new fighter jets like the Su-35. The current Iranian Air Force is outdated and uses fighter jets purchased from the United States during the Pahlavi dynasty. The best fighter is the F-14 Tomcat, commonly known as the Persian Cat, which has been retired by the United States. There are still many F-4 and F-5 fighters fleets left. Iran announced in 2018 that it had begun production of the Kowsar fighter jet, an aircraft designed domestically, which is believed to be a replica of the F-5. Before the Islamic Revolution, in the 1960s and 70s, Iran purchased 225 units of F-4D, E, and RF-4C fighters from the United States. During the Iran-Iraq War, Iran lost two-thirds of its F-4s. After the Islamic Revolution in Iran, the United States cut off logistical maintenance services to the F-4 and F-14. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard made improvements so that these US-made aircraft can launch precision-guided weapons developed by their own country, as well as from Russia and China. With the current strength of the Iranian Air Force, there is no threat to Israel. Israel can dispatch F-35 fighter jets from its homeland to carry out precise strikes on any military targets in Iran, leaving Iran powerless to fight back. However, if Iran obtains the Su-35 fighter jet, it is still inferior to Israel's F-35 fighter jet, but it will also greatly enhance the threat to Israel. The Su-35 fighter jet is a greatly improved version of the Su-27. It successfully flew for the first time in February 2008. It officially entered service in the Russian Air Force in 2015. So far, more than 100 fighter jets have been equipped. The Su-35 is a very fast and highly maneuverable fighter with a very long range, high altitude capability, and heavy armament. It poses a great threat to the West's fourth-generation fighters, such as the Eurofighter Typhoon, Dassault Rafale, F-15C, or Fa-18E Super Hornet. However, it is no match for the stealthiness of the American F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. The Su-35 fighter has many special features, such as the AL-41F1S turbofan engine with thrust vectoring nozzles, which has quite powerful maneuverability. The Su-35 is equipped with the N035 Urbis-E hybrid passive, electronically scanned array radar with a maximum detection range of 250 miles, further enhancing its detection capabilities. However, the export of the Su-35 was not successful and only sold to certain countries, which were China, Egypt, Algeria, and Indonesia, who ordered them first, but ultimately abandoned them. In November 2015, China and Russia signed a contract to purchase 24 Su-35 fighter jets, which were delivered to the Chinese Air Force at the end of 2016. In fact, Russia now has more than 20 Su-35E fighter jets. These fighter jets have already been produced and parked in Komsomolsk-on-Amur. They were originally produced by Russia for Egypt, but later Egypt still felt that the Su-35E's performance was not good, so instead they bought the French Rafale. In the past few years, Russia has been looking for a new home for these Su-35s that have been produced. It just so happens that the Iranian Air Force is in urgent need of fighter jets. Coupled with Iran's strong support in the field of drones in the past year, it can be said that the cooperation between the two sides hit it off. In 2022, Iran and Russia signed an arms purchase agreement totaling more than $3 billion. In addition to the Su-35 fighter jets, Russia sold 2 S-400 surface-to-air missile regiments and a military reconnaissance satellite to Iran. However, Iran was happy for nothing because Russia has been unable to deliver the Su-35 to them after receiving the money, which really makes the Iranians very sad. Major General Mahdi, the commander of the Iranian Air Force, recently stated that at present, the General Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces opposes the purchase of Su-35 fighter jets from Russia because the Russian government refuses to transfer production technology to Iran and does not provide for domestic maintenance of the aircraft in the next 30 years. According to Iran, Russia is inclined to deliver to Iran the same batch of Su-35s that were produced for Egypt, but the Iranians do not want it. because these fighter jets produced for Egypt are equipped with a lot of Western electronic equipment according to the requirements of Egypt's specifications. For example, this includes France's Thales holographic diffraction heads-up display and Sigma's advanced navigation and attack system. These pieces of avionics equipment are all from Western companies. Now, due to the technical blockade, Russia has no ability to provide logistical support for the technology, so Iran does not want these Su-35s. Even if the Su-35s are produced in Russia, many basic electronic components have to be imported from the West. How many Su-35 fighter jets Russia can produce is up for question. What's more, with the current war between Russia and Ukraine, Russia lost a lot of its own Su-35 fighter jets. A large number of fighter jets went out to perform missions, which will inevitably increase the pressure on logistical maintenance and the supply of various parts for Su-35 fighter jets. They will be very tight. Under such circumstances, even if Russia's aviation industry can support it, the current maintenance of Su-35 fighter jets on the front line may eat up all the current production capacity and be unable to produce enough fighter jets for Iran. In this Ukrainian war, Iran can be said to be Russia's biggest political and military friend. It not only provided Russia with a large number of artillery shells, but also provided a large number of suicide drones, and even helped Russia build factories in its own territory to produce unmanned drones. It stands to reason that Russia should reciprocate. It should not be a problem to sell Su-35 fighter jets to Iran. However, the agreement reached a year ago has twists and turns. The fighter jets originally planned to be delivered in March have not yet been seen. Israel is also another reason behind Iran's difficulty in obtaining the Su-35. The relationship between the Russian government and the Israeli government is very delicate. In the Middle East, Israel's opponents, whether Iran or Syria, have the support of the Russian government behind them. However, during the Russo-Ukraine war, Israel unexpectedly abided by its neutrality policy and did not sell its own weapons and equipment to Ukraine. Israel insists on not providing weapons to Ukraine. A large part of its political considerations may lie in Russia's influence in the Middle East. Israel hopes to suppress the military strength of Russia's traditional allies in the Middle East. Israel's biggest goal is Iran. Okay, that's all for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support MASA Military. See you next time.